Good day, good people, and welcome to today's lesson. This is Wafu channel. If this is your first time watching us, do subscribe so that you won't miss any of our lessons. Last lesson, we talked about multiplication of whole numbers, and today we'll continue in the same line, but we will be looking at the different properties in multiplication. First, we are going to state our objectives, and we go into examples so that you can better understand. Our main aim is to identify the different properties of multiplication. Without waste of time, we are going to look at this, which is very important. In multiplication, if we have 4 times 5 equal to 20, 4 is the multiplicand, 5 is the multiplier, and 20 is the product. 4 is the multiplicand, 5 is the multiplier, and 20 is the product. Let's take note of this so that at any time we find this, we should not get confused. We're going to start with the different properties of multiplication. And the first is the commutative property. What does the commutative property mean? The commutative property states that any order you want to multiply, the answer will always be the same, be it from right to left or from left to right. Once you change the order, the answer will always remain the same. For instance, 4 times 6 will be the same as 6 times 4. Let's solve to the left first of all. 4 times 6 is equal to 24, and 6 times 4 is equal to 24. The answers on both sides are the same, and that is what we mean by the commutative property of multiplication. The next is the associative property. With the associative property, just like in addition, it states that no matter how you associate numbers or you group numbers, the answers will always be the same. Let's look at this. 3 times 4 in bracket times 5 is the same as 3 times in bracket 4 times 5. Let's solve to the left and solve to the right to see if the answers are going to be the same. 3 times 4 is going to give 12, and 12 times 5 is going to give 60. Let's go to the right. 3 times 4 times 5 is going to give 20, and 3 times 20 is going to give 60. If you look at the left and the right, the answers are the same. That is the associative property of multiplication. No matter how you group the numbers or associate the numbers, the answers will always be the same. Let's look at the next property, which is the distributive property. With the distributive property, you have to pay keen attention because all what we are doing now will help us in our subsequent lessons. This is what the law states. It states that A times B plus C is the same as A times B plus A times C. Alright, the distributive property states that A times in bracket B plus C is the same or is equal to A times B plus A times C. Let's replace this with whole numbers and see what it's going to give us. A is equal to 2, B is equal to 3, and C is equal to 4. Let's substitute. In the place of A, we are going to write 2. So 2 times in bracket B is 3 plus C is 4 is the same as A is 2 times B is 3, bracket close, plus A is 2 and C is 4. Let's solve gradually. To the left, 2 times, let's take 2 times, let's solve the bracket. 3 plus 4 is 7. And our answer will be 14. Let's go to the right. 2 times 3, 6. Plus 2 times 4, 8. And 6 plus 8 is equal to 14. So if you look at this carefully, you'll realize that no matter how you distribute the numbers to the left or to the right, your answer will be the same when it comes to multiplication of whole numbers. So this is the distributive property of multiplication. Let's go to the next, which is the multiplicative element. The multiplicative element states that any number multiplied by 1 will give you the same number. Let's look at example 174 times 1 is the same as 1 times 174. To the left, the answer is the same, 174. And to the right, 1 times 174 will give the same 174. So this is all about the multiplicative identity. Let's look at the last one, which is the zero factor. The zero factor states that when you are multiplying a number by either 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, or those powers, what you do is simply replace 1 in the power by the number. For instance, if you're multiplying a number by 10, then take that number and substitute 1 with it. Let's look at the example here. 7 times 10, Roman 1, Roman 2, 19 times 100, and Roman 3, 243 times 1000. So with your zero factor, you just substitute this 1 that you have in the power by the number. This becomes 70. So 1 becomes 7. This one you replace with 19. It becomes 19, and these zeros follow. Here, you just substitute 1 by this number, and the zeros follow. That is 243, and the zeros are there. So this is what we call the zero factor in multiplication of whole numbers. Thank you for being there. This is the little we had for today, and we are looking forward to meeting you in our next lesson, which will be division of whole numbers. Stay blessed and see you in our next lesson.